Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
As always, want to give thanks to our Patreons. We couldn't do it without your support, and you can get exclusive videos each week up on Patreon where we speak very plainly and use some words that we're not allowed to use in other spots.
Indeed.
No expletive deletives, of course. Here we go. Okay, we have entered the Twilight Zone. I want to play this for you in its entirety. It looks like this video is now taken down, at least by the original person posting it. Plenty of people have saved this. It came from TikTok. Yeah, we looked at this yesterday, and at first we brushed it off, but that was just because we were looking only a few seconds in. After looking at the whole thing, it is very intriguing, to say the least. And so this is in South Carolina. He doesn't say where in South Carolina, and he doesn't say when. As the trees here have most of their leaves, this probably was taken at least a month ago from now, maybe a little bit farther back. But at the same time, we have trees that do still have their leaves in pockets. It all depends on the type of tree where we are, and we're pretty much in the same zone as they are here, unless they're way high in the mountains. You can't tell where this is, but to me it feels like more likely the Greenville area, but I don't know, because again, he doesn't say.
Right, so this video is really very unique. We watched it all the way through. We slowed it down. We watched again, and we slowed it down, and we backed up, and we watched again, looking for something. I mean, this old guy, he is very afraid, and rightfully so. These are beings. I believe him 100% on this video. This is something that I think we could encounter more often. It didn't feel good. He was afraid, and these beings, they know something now, that they are able to interact with us in a certain way because of our frequency now. It's like we are the last ones we're the last ones in on the joke here. So it's weird.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I hope you can hear this. It sounds like gorillas fighting in the tree. They're breaking limbs bigger around than me. I've never seen anything like it in my life. This is the second time I've come over here. And the first time, when I got up under them trying to figure out what it was, they started breaking limbs off and throwing them at me. And I still cannot figure out what it is. Look, they're ruining this freaking place. What in God's name is it? It's bigger than me, whatever it is. Because it's breaking limbs off that it would take me 2 minutes to saw. Look, see, he's coming right above me right here. He's fixing to throw something at me, whatever it is. Yeah, they don't like you messing with them. Look. What in God's name is going on? Look, that's bigger than me. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. What in Jesus' name just is doing this? Oh my God, he just took half the tree down. Something, oh my God, oh my God. Oh, it's gotta be I don't even think a bear would have a chance in Hades and it doing this. It's something stronger than a bear. And he is pissed. Yeah, that's a healthy tree. About 8 to 10, maybe even 12 inches in diameter that he just broke because he's pissed because I'm getting close to him. I think I'm going to bounce because I think he just hit the ground, which means he's about to face me on foot. And I don't really want to wrestle with somebody that can tear trees down just because they're mad. My God, look at the tree he just freaking broke in half.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, wasn't it? Yeah, very, very curious to say the least. We have entered the twilight zone. Yeah, there's been a lot of people talking about this. Now, this gentleman says at the 54-second mark, if you go frame to frame, you see a type 3 sphere in action. You'll notice it fly in, breaking through the wood, then dropping vertically before making a sharp right turn. Interesting, to say the least. This person says, yep, I see it. Well, obviously, we have all the orb situation going on. We also, don't forget, you had the monkeys that escaped the biolab in South Carolina. As far as I know, I don't know how many are still out there. It's not the first time that you had that type of thing happened. There are monkeys that had escaped in Florida, and just adapted and are living out in certain areas. So you can literally encounter, it wouldn't be common, a monkey out in the southeast. It's not common, but then Bigfoot isn't really super common either. And so many people have talked about this, and there's a lot of different videos coming out where people are trying to slow it down and try to look at it. And, circling spots, seeing faces. You could clearly see branches just, breaking off and coming down. Now, did he pay his son to go up there and do this? It doesn't really feel like it. That would be a pretty dangerous prank to do. And why? Again, with everybody having their own background, some people say, hey, I plainly saw a huge demon. Other people thinking it's orb. Other people thinking, could it be possibly a Bigfoot up there? Then you also have this. You have the lizard man of Scape Ore Swamp. This was a huge story many years ago. It goes back to the summer of 1988. And this, literally, a lizard man, a 7-foot tall hominid, walking bipedally, lizard man was seen and literally trashed a car and tore up a car. And this is in Bishopville, South Carolina, by the way. Here, too, we just had this very credible Bigfoot sighting reported in the Midlands as well. The Midlands is like the greater Columbia area. This person says, convinced it was a Bigfoot. This was November 2nd at about 6:30 a.m. And private land just west of Peak, South Carolina, in the greater Newberry area. As you see, if you've ever seen these large areas of woods that are cut away to make power lines room to go through, you see this all over in the dense woods of South Carolina. Well, this is exactly where he saw a Bigfoot crossing. It's interesting. So Bishopville is over here. This is where that lizard man sighting happened. When we talk about that recent Bigfoot sighting, you're talking over in this area. Now, I don't know where this original video was taken. It does feel like it probably would be somewhere from here north, as when you go into the low country, you get more evergreens and the topography changes some. You have to realize, too, there's a lot of woods out here, and I know this area very well. Been all over. I feel like I've been on every single road in South Carolina. When you look over to the BFRO, the Bigfoot Field Researchers Organization, they'll give you a listing of documented sightings where people actually take the time to file reports. And they'll give you the most recent ones. As you can see, North Carolina this December, you have a recent one. South Carolina was last November. Washington, the state of Washington, you guys lead the way with 724 documented cases where people went through, the work of actually filing a complete report. 30 years later, the legend of the lizard man still lives on. They actually have an annual fest. And Bigfoot also gets his annual fest in South Carolina as well. The other thing to take into consideration is here you have Shaw Air Force Base. And then down in here, right here, you actually have Fort Jackson, which is, it's the military base that sees more people coming in and going through their basic training than anywhere else in the country. So my father was actually stationed here coincidentally in World War II before being stationed up in Maine. There have been unusual earthquakes reported in the area here. Elgin, Little Elgin, South Carolina used to be my home for years. And the military base is right by that. And the quakes that will come in that area typically are at 5 kilometers depth. So absolutely, an underground military situation where they're probably expanding the base. And then you get into the question of what type of experiments are going on underground on the military base, or what type of extraterrestrials are literally interacting down there with the military itself, because that's part of the reveal. As Cindy was saying, she gets the feeling that there's going to be a big aha moment where we all realize we're going to be let in on a dirty little secret, and the dirty little secret is just how much the interaction between non-humanoid beings have been going on with us and been covered up. And I think you will get a whole bunch of, that was this, yes, that was that, yes, this was Greys, yes, that was Reptilians. It's coming. It's coming. The bigger realization is coming.
So looking back on that video, if you noticed where it looks like the wind picked up on it, and just for a few moments, like the wind really, really started gusting. Now, if you guys think back, how many times have you seen that in the trees? How many times have you seen what looks to be the wind kind of targeting part of a tree? I know Mike and I, we have seen that a lot. And that was probably one of the bigger things that stuck out at me, is like, whoa, I have seen the wind do this. Obviously, it's not always the wind. So we have something going on here. Is this military and they're using their camouflage? To be honest, I was going with the old man and how he was feeling inside. And even though he has a will of iron, he's ready to die. He was scared. He was scared. So I was feeling his energy. The first thing I saw was a gray, but I think there's several, and I think they're very, very strong. And I think this happens a lot more than we think. Now, there's something that has changed in our frequency, because now there's an interaction that we've never seen before on many different levels. But at the same time, I know that there's a lot of machinery and there's a lot of black ops operations, and they're Basically, this is a big show off of their equipment and show off to say, see, look what I've been making. And they're trying to trick humans into thinking it's a huge alien invasion when they've been here all along. So it's about, I think this is about understanding the truth and knowing that the truth is going to come out in a big way. And it's about us being grounded and really being ready. Now, most of whoever is listening to these videos, you guys already know. Even if you don't know for sure, you wouldn't be listening to this video if you were not searching for answers. So for the most part, those who are open-minded are going to be okay. It's those that are completely asleep. Those are the ones I worry about, because that's creating huge trauma when they find out, and it's a sudden change that actually causes brain damage. When you look at trauma and you look, this causes PTSD. Then people they stammer back and they take a look at their lives and they're stunned. They're stunned. So I think we're going to see more of this. I mean, the old guy, like I said, he has a very strong will, but he was scared. So very interesting video to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, physical evidence, you have that. You have the sounds and everything. You have the whole orb thing going on. You have relatively recent Bigfoot sightings as well. So obviously very, very curious.
The other thing, too, is he kept turning off the flashlight. And I was asking, well, why are we turning off the flashlight? He's looking for eyes. He's looking for something. He's looking for something tangible, something that his brain can explain.
Yeah, very, very curious, to say the least, as this cat seems to be losing a little of her stuffing. Things are not what they appear to be. In the early 70s, I want to say 73, 74, when I was a 8-9-year-old kid, I was fascinated with Bigfoot and UFOs. And, the fact is, there's even been books written about that. Why are there Bigfoot sightings? A lot of times they go hand in hand with UFO sightings. And some authors have said Bigfoot is literally an alien, or at least not necessarily an alien, but maybe Bigfoot is also curious about what these other entities are doing and is going in and, checking it out and seeing for themselves. Now, again, this doesn't have to be a Bigfoot up in the tree. Certainly could be grays. It certainly could be orbs with technology, in which case it very well may be grays, again, controlling the orbs. Interesting, to say the least, but there is just so much that happens in a Bronze Age, and this is kind of what I was trying to get across. Expand your horizons, because in a Bronze Age, this is the time of myth and legends coming to life before our very eyes.
Time to wake up.
Oh, yeah. Look forward to your comments on this one. As always, guys, thanks for your support. Source bless and namaste.
Namaste.